Hello, beautiful people around the world. Welcome to Global Symphony Day. Oh, I'm going to put my microphone in my face. Therefore, we can symphonize with appropriate volume. So, wow. So, interestingly, this symphony of possibilities that we are tapping into and acknowledging today is what you already are. It's like if you've ever looked at an animal and had this thing where there was just something there that you couldn't explain, but it was so beautiful. That animal is being, and it's acknowledging your being. And that's what all of this actually is. When you're truly being you, your universe is a symphony of possibilities. Hmm. Then there's another SOP, Symphony of Possibilities, SOP. Got it? I know you're so good. You're so fast. I know you got it before I said it. Okay, you're welcome. But there's another SOP that most people like to live as that you don't have to. That is the Symphony of Problems. So everything you've done to, oh, see, even when I say it, you're like, yeah, fuck that shit. Okay, good. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, poveds, bases, and beyonds. A lot of today may be silent. I would like to thank Anthony and Katerina and the other symphony and the symphony advanced practitioners who are contributing on this day also. These group of weirdos we call maestros who are contributing on this day also, because there are certain people who have heard the call basically like this space was something that they realized they desired to have more in their lives in the world and have been exploring it really dynamically and really beautifully. And what if true beauty is what you are? Whew. And I'm sorry that you were not acknowledged every single day for the beauty of your very being and the gift that that is to all of us. In fact, usually you got the opposite and continue to from people, but you don't have to be a people anymore. You can be a symphony of possibilities walking, where you're living and your future shows up greater than you could imagine. I am living proof of that being possible. I was going to be the flock out of here 24 years ago, and then access consciousness plopped into my life and went, nope, you don't get to die yet. There's too much fun to be had. I'd like to present you a universe of possibilities in the recognition of the miracle that you are. And I haven't mentioned the miracle word because if I say that, you tend to disregard it in favor of the experiences you have had primarily with and around people. If there were no people on the planet to limit you, how miraculous could you be? How miraculous are you? How miraculous would you allow yourself to be? That is you, beautiful creature. That is us. And the more of us that get it in any way, the more it becomes available for all of us to be it and live it. You can't think yourself into being a miracle. You can simply acknowledge you are one and ask for more of it and acknowledge when miraculous things show up for you because that is you being you. Oh, baby. Can you feel it? Can you? Yeah, it's there. It's fucking right there. It's you. It's right there. It's you. Ah. Whew. Wow. Never let anyone kill the miracle of you, please. Don't align and agree. Don't resist and react. Simply soar above as you can. And not everyone can or will, by the way. Most will not, even if they can. It is your difference that sets the world free, not your sameness. Let's go somewhere different and greater and miraculous together, please. Just because you're different doesn't mean you're alone. And because you're different doesn't mean you're wrong. Because you're different, you have an amazing conglomeration of idiots here contributing to you, like me. But none of us is the same beautiful you. Stop trying to be and requiring yourself to be, as though that will allow you to have value in the eyes of idiots. Idiots will never see you. Stop trying to get them to. Allow them to be as blind and judgmental as they desire while you soar into the stratosphere, through the universe, beyond simply believing that you are part of this world. Invite the creation of a universe of possibilities so that every molecule you have and every molecule you touch sings as part of a different symphony. Stop being content with normal. Be as weird as you came here to be. The door is open. Set yourself free. Now is the space, beautiful you. And you know it, don't you? Hmm. Ha. Ha. I'm just weird enough to acknowledge it out loud. Ha 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 ha. How big are you willing to get? and be. Be willing to be the source and the invitation and the contribution to the greatness of a future of consciousness that includes all and judges none. It's just choice. And if it's a yes, just acknowledge it. If it's a no, just acknowledge it. Neither one is right, neither one is wrong. It's just choice. What would you desire as our future? Look at the crazy man with the sunflowers, thinks he can get on a broadcast and change the world from his chair. um, I can't change the world, but I can invite you to know that you can. No significance there, by the way, simply an acknowledgement. It doesn't occur from force or thinking or how do I do this? You just go, oh, if I am this, what else can I be? What else can I choose? What can I choose that's now that's never been possible before? There's something in what he's talking about that speaks to something I know. He's putting words to something I know and have desired. What's it going to take? What can I be? What can I enjoy more that would lead to this? What else can I choose that I never imagined possible? If I no longer had to pretend I was normal, I no longer had to try to prove how different I am, but instead could quietly enjoy being that different. What else is possible for me and us and our earth and all the creatures on it? And maybe if I'm really big, the universe. Hmm. If your thinker doesn't work so in the same way after this, you're welcome. I mean, sorry, not sorry. been one of the people who has been enduring more suffering lately than before. After 2.5 decades of this particular journey in this way, I can tell you, take 2 more steps. What you desire is right on the other side, but greater than you imagine could be. You are not wrong, no matter how hard you try to be. There are things you are experiencing because they have been the creation of the bases of your reality. And if you allow it, the basis and bases, which is plural for basis, fucking English, man, can now change. Fucking English. Who created this stuff? Jesus, those of you who speak another language and then learn English, that's a miracle. Just saying. Miracle. Miracle. Of course, in English, we don't need to know the gender of a dishwasher, which makes it a little easier, but okay, fine. All right. Hi, is that a female dishwasher or a male dishwasher? Why is my photo female? All photos are female, don't you know? Of course. Mm. None of this occurs the way your thinker tells you it will or should. Just ask and receive. And most of your asks occur when you don't even realize you're asking because your thinker tells you you need to solidify your ask in order to have it and define it and understand it. Now, I've found that something shows up that's really cool, like an energy even or a thing, and I'm like, I'll have that. That's your ask. Oh, anybody notice a thrum? I've just been informed that my chair is female, which makes me think slightly differently about my chair. Anyway, anybody notice a thrum? Mm. Notice that place where your thinker goes to meet it and try to stop it by defining it and making you try to understand that which is not understandable, but is very perceivable and knowable. And if you notice yourself thinking and typing and checking out and getting on your phone and etc., that's what I'm talking about. And then notice the tendency for your thinker to think it's being made wrong, which is a justification for it to maintain its dominance, its dominion over your life. Difficulty is or shall I say, who is the one that gave it dominion over your life? Yeah, you. So you can just go, no, whatever I thought I was going to get from this, I'm fucking done. Been doing it forever. It makes me reject the most miraculous things that I would like to enjoy and live as and with. I'm having that now. Thinker, thank you. Done a phenomenal job. It's time for you to melt away. So be it. Hmm. Hmm. Think of one thing you'd like to ask for or have different and just ask for it. There, done. No more thinking. Write it down on a piece of paper after this, put it in a drawer, and find it in a few months. What else is possible, beautiful you? That's the quickest worldwide session I've ever done. I looked over, I'm like, it's only been 21 minutes? That was 3 minutes ago. I'm like, are we sure it hasn't been a couple hours? Uh, this one will continue. What a weird thing. I mean, if you look at it, all of this. Remember, the original meaning of weird was of spirit, fate, or destiny. And if you've done access for any length of time, you just sort of get used to stuff, doing this energy stuff, doing something like bars, being able to verbally process yourself out of a pile of shit, which occurs all the time. It's like, which we do Like you go from heavy to light. That in itself is a miracle. Most people don't know that can exist. Every lightness you choose is a gift for a world and its future. And you're made wrong if you don't choose the appropriate heaviness. But what if you could go, okay, you don't understand how significant this is. You know what? You're right. I'm so sorry. And in your world, the interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Wow. Oh, and this point, I'm going to do a shameless plug because it's fucking worth it. We just released the access.me app, which has 25 years of all the classes, 275 bucks a month. There are over 70 ESBs in there, I was informed the other day. There's 19,000 hours of listening. If you listened every day for 12 hours, it would take you 16 years to get through it. Now, those are ways to try to, and it's basically like, we call it the College for Expanded Awareness and Consciousness. It's basically Spotify for consciousness. And the reason I am bringing it up is because I see it as a dynamic. The people that have been testing it are, or the people that have been using it so far, have been I can't even explain. They've been blown away at how many things are there that answer questions they have right now that are actually what they required. And the reason I'm actually bringing it up is because I see it as having the possibility of being a huge part of what will allow us all to tap into the consciousness we are, the miracle we are, but also to create a different future for all of us so we can create a sustainable living earth. So I know it sounds like a product, sounds like a commercial, but I hope you get where I'm coming from with this is it's a thing like everything else in Access. It don't exist nowhere else. So want to let you know that is available. The big Symphony Group Taster will be in an hour and a half with the SAPs, globalsymphonyday.com. And as Gary pointed out, as consciousness grows, all that is the past is different. We are fully capable of creating a beautiful world, a beautiful future, one that we all are so grateful to wake up with and be part of creating. One in which all of the insanity and the judgment, all of the woke superiority and the unwoke stupidity, all of the division and separation, all of the war does not exist. We've got to, at least in some sense, know that we can. And we've got to stop trying to use the structures of this reality to get there. The structure of judgment and I'm right and they're wrong while acting like you're doing consciousness. No, it's time to put on our big girl panties and our big boy panties. And pantalones, I think, are male in the Spanish, by the way. Anyway, time to put on our big girl panties and our big boy panties. And rather than think that puts a burden on our shoulders, recognize that it gives us wings. And recognize that you, yes, you, even though you think you're a little person in a little place, in a little country, in a little city, in a little house somewhere in the world, you think you're just a person. No, you are crucial. I don't want to say that as a significance, but should you choose, you can be such a dynamic contribution to us having a world that we like, but it's not in any way you thought. It's just by getting happy. It's by getting out of judgment. It's by looking for possibilities. It's by being that space, that bright light, just by being that lets others know they're not wrong, that lets others know, wow, there's got to be a different possibility available. If you've ever seen any of the people in Access, for example, that have inspired you, or anybody that has inspired you to get out of judgment, that's what they're doing. They're being them. Like, I thought I was a person, just a little person 24 years ago. I was going to end my fucking life. Access came on, and if this energy is available, I would like to be here. I'm here. But also, it's like if I've ever inspired you, it's because I chose to live and get happy. That's why I am where I am. And I made lots of choices along the way, but it's not rocket science. The tools you have are about 8 billion times more effective than the tools I had. It's not significant either. It's just be you and walk that path, not the path this world would like you to walk. You're greater than you have been led to believe. But it's not greatness like this reality says. It's a beautiful space of being that is an invitation to all of us looking for something different. And from there, it's a meandering path to wherever you'd like to go, far beyond wherever you thought you could. So I invite you to walk that journey that is actually yours, that is actually ours. And I hope part of what you've been getting today from all of us, whether you recognized it or not, is an invitation and a hand on that journey to let you know that actually a lot of weirdos like me and all these beautiful people contributing to this have your back. We desire what you do. Not defined, but we desire what you do for us and our world and our beautiful planet that we get to call home. Let's create this place as our true home that we love, that we are stewards of, that we are grateful for, but that we love living with and in communion with. It's time to start creating our living and loving that living and loving being alive. That, from my point of view, is one of the greatest gifts you are and can be. And you're one of the few people who actually has hope that it's possible, and one of the few people that can actually create it and actualize it. And now is the space. Thank you so much for joining me and all of us. Can't wait to see you soon somewhere and give you a big old hug. And what if you truly being you, with a sense of possibilities and hope and the willingness to do whatever it takes to actualize it, are the gift, the change, and the possibility this world requires?